Hey guys, Bert Berger here, Sunova Surfboards, and today I'm going to be discussing with you the Longboard Pro T3. Okay, so we'll go through the various features. So first of all, Longboard Pro. It's absolutely been in our collection the longest of any Sunova model, and it's probably had the most refinements over the years and had, well, I'd say the most influence by a range of good surfers. So now the T3, we'll go straight into that. So the original Pro was a lot thinner, 2 5/8. T3 means thickness 3. Okay, so the reason for that was the original Pro, super rocketed, super flexy. Someone who was maybe heavier than 80 kilo, when they try to walk the board, you'd get a little bit of flex happening. So while you could really get the performance out of the flex, made it a bit more difficult to nose ride. So by taking it up to 3 inches thick, right, it just reduced that flexiness. And then what we did was we took the rails right down, nice and low, like the original Pro longboard. And when you have a nice thin rail, when you lean the board over, that nice thin rail can just drop in and cut through the water nice and easily. So what that does is it really increases the sensitivity of the board from a surfability point of view. All right, so we'll go back to basics. Two things. We'll discuss the outline of the rocker. So we've got roughly around about 22.5 inches wide, under a 14-inch tail, just over an 18-inch nose. So by pulling the tail in, pulling the nose in a little bit, it actually gives it a bit more curve through the middle, right? So it starts to give you like a little bit of a shortboard style curve through the middle. And what that does is, when you're sort of running down the line, the board can drop, climb, really easy. And every time you want to go into an arc, the tighter arc in the outline gives you a tighter arc in the turn. Now, same again with the rocker. This is the absolutely most rocketed board that we have, right? So if you look at, say, our oldie model, that's traditional, super flat all the way through. If you look at our Nova Lova model, that's like flat in the front, traditional front end, performance back end. This is the extreme opposite, or the extreme end of the scale. Full rocker, okay? Way more nose rocker than tail rocker, more of a shortboard rocker. So again, even that rocker, extra curve, just enables it to fit in to tight spots. You can really get it vertical, surf it tight. And also when you're surfing down the line, it really keeps the board free, okay? So performance outline, performance rocker. Fin setup. Original thruster. Personally, I like this board with 3 fins, and I like to run actually large side fins, and a small tail fin is my preference for performance. But with the bigger fin, what happens is when you're walking a board, okay, as you're walking it up and down, you got the fin in, and the deeper the fin is, as you walk the board, if the board tilts a little bit, the fin has to do that. So the deep fin resists that wobble. So when you run 2 large fins or even 3 small fins the same size, board's going to be a bit more sensitive. Really great for surfing. Makes it a little harder for the nose riding. So to nose ride, this board nose rides a lot better running the bigger tail fin. The other thing too is the way the rails are set up. Typically on a traditional longboard has a soft rail out the back end because you want it to stick to the face. In this case, when you get back on the tail, you want it to squirt and have drive and acceleration. And so with a hard edge through the tail, as the water's running across the board, it's just going to zing off. The board's going to sit on top of the water, and it's going to be a lot freer and looser, as opposed to a round rail where the water has to wrap the board and suck the tail down. So again, really, we've kind of got like shortboard performance built in. Yeah, look, what do we got? So I think at the moment we have Taryn King, I think she's probably one of the best team riders we currently have that rides this model, and she's the South African national champion. I actually just got to see a nice wave of her a few weeks ago where she scored a 10-point ride in a competition actually on this model. So, and you can actually see it under her feet, nice and free. I've seen her do some nice nose rides on it as well. So while the board typically is not going to be as easy to nose ride as other boards, it's got enough up front to be able to nose ride. And the emphasis is on performance. So look, anyone who's a competitive longboarder, I feel this is a must-have in your collection. Not all waves are loggable, okay? And then if you're just anyone off the street who just wants an easy wave getter, you're not worried about nose riding, you're not worried about walking, you just want to catch waves, surf off the tail. Bigger guys, older guys, I mean, I love this board. I'm big. My wife loves this board, and she's like half my size. So it's a good versatile board for a range of people, for sure. So look, Longboard Pro T3, I have to say, it's a no-brainer. It's a winner, this one. You're going to absolutely love it, either as a good competitive surfer or as anyone off the street wanting a good all-round board.